The most sophisticated life support system ever engineered wasn't found in a futuristic space station or a high-tech cryochamber. It was wrapped in linen and buried in a stone sarcophagus 4,000 years ago. We've been taught that mummification was a religious obsession with the afterlife, a primitive attempt to honor the dead. In the lens of bio-mythology, we reveal a different truth. The Egyptians weren't burying their dead, they were archiving them. Today we decode the mummification hack, the science of suspended animation, and the biological save state. To understand the hack, we must look at the chemistry of the Natron Protocol. Natron isn't just salt, it's a specific blend of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate. In modern terms, this was a desiccation-based cryopreservation. By utilizing osmotic pressure, the Egyptians achieved a total cellular shutdown without the formation of ice crystals, a problem that still plagues modern cryogenics. They were essentially freeze-drying the human hardware, stopping the clock of decay at a molecular level. They didn't want a pretty corpse, they wanted a viable hard drive. But why preserve the flesh if the spirit has moved on? Because in bio-mythology, the ka and the ba, the energy and the identity, require a physical anchor. Think of the mummy as a biological server. The Egyptians believed that if the hardware was destroyed, the software would dissipate into the duat and be lost forever. The tomb wasn't a house for a ghost, it was a data center. By preserving the DNA and the structural integrity of the brain and heart, they were ensuring that the user data had a terminal to return to. They were waiting for a system reboot, a technology they knew was coming. But look at how we handle the shutdown today. We are currently living through a state of systemic deletion. Through cremation and chemical-heavy burials, we are performing a factory reset on the human lineage. The Empire encourages the destruction of the hardware because a soul without a body is a soul that cannot be reintegrated. We have traded biological continuity for convenient disposal, ensuring that once your script ends, it stays ended. We have forgotten how to save our progress. To master the mummification hack, Project Apotheosis requires a new look at suspended animation. The ancients understood that the end is just a pause in the script. By utilizing modern senescence targeting protocols and dehydration mimicry, we can begin to slow the metabolic clock. You aren't dying. Your system is just requesting a shutdown. Apotheosis is the process of ensuring that your biological data is preserved with such fidelity that the system has no choice but to reboot it. You are becoming a linguistic Lupa story that cannot be deleted. But preservation is only half the code. A hard drive is useless if there is no power to turn it back on. The hardware is saved, the software is anchored. But to achieve apotheosis, the system must undergo a total regeneration. Tomorrow we move to the final file, the mechanism of the eternal return. Subscribe to Science Mythos as we face the dawn of the new human. Because the most sophisticated life support system ever engineered wasn't found in a futuristic space station or a high-tech cryochamber. It was wrapped in linen and buried in a stone sarcophagus 4,000 years ago. Next, File 10, the Phoenix Rebirth.